Hi guys. I just wanted to hop on this afternoon and chat with y'all about Peace and Calming because it is still miraculously in stock. So you can still get one of these amazing little bottles. And if this is one that you haven't tried yet, I just wanted to kind of give you some insight into why everybody is freaking out with excitement about Peace and Calming coming back in stock. It is rare, it is valuable, and it's just really, really supportive in lots of ways. So I thought that I would tell you guys a little bit about the ways that I have used it, and so what some of my favorite resources say about this blend. If you haven't smelled it yet, it's a little bit floral. It's a little bit just kind of those grounding, earthy kind of smells. It has a really good kind of combination to create the blend. It's very soothing. I put on some right before this because now that I'm finally getting more, I can finally open the one that I have and use it up, right? So Peace and Calming contains tangerine, which orange and tangerine are already known for their calming abilities in the body. So it contains tangerine and orange. It also contains ylang ylang, which is another blend or another single that is really soothing and calming. It's one that I've used a lot on my little ones when I'm trying to kind of calm their spirit. Ylang ylang is one that we go to often. Patchouli and blue tansy are the last two ingredients. And blue tansy is the reason that Peace and Calming is so hard to come by. Blue tansy is an endangered plant species, and so there's just lots of rules and regulations that surround that make it difficult for us to get the high quality that we want to be able to get this in everybody's hands. So blue tansy is really supportive to the liver. And one reason that that's important when you think about Peace and Calming, obviously Peace and Calming is going to be kind of a more emotional use for this oil than, say, your peppermint or your diagize, things like that are kind of lean more towards the physical side. And this is going to lean more towards being supportive of your emotions. So talking about the liver, one thing that I've learned since I started using oils is that there are different emotions that are held in different parts of your body. And the liver actually holds on to anger. And so it's really amazing to think that using something like Peace and Calming could support your liver and help you to process the emotion of anger. So all those physical and emotional things just contribute to your whole body wellness, as opposed to just looking at the physical or just the emotional. Those things are all really interconnected like puzzle pieces. So super important to kind of like acknowledge all of those physical things that are happening to enable all of those emotional things to take place. I also wanted to chat with you as we're talking about our emotional health with Peace and Calming. This is one of my all-time favorite resources. I know it's backwards to you guys. It's called Releasing Emotional Patterns with Essential Oils. And you can see I have mine kind of tabbed. There's some different things. It's a really small book. It's a really good read. Really simple way to learn how to support your emotions with oils. So when I flipped to the oils tab and I was looking for Peace and Calming just to kind of chat with you guys about ways that Peace and Calming supports our emotions. And when you open that up, you can see all the listing of Peace and Calming. So many emotions are supported by this one blend. So it's definitely a good investment, really good to have on hand. So I'm going to kind of just go through a few of the emotions that are listed here and those connections with this specific oil. So there are 8 emotions that are associated with Peace and Calming. So the first one is addiction, argumentativeness, feeling like a victim, depression, indecisiveness, control, moodiness, and feeling scared. So all of these things, we're not talking about like diagnosed depression or things like that. We're talking about temporary feelings that we're dealing with, emotions that we're processing, and using this is one way that you can help process through those things. So what I like to do if I'm using an oil emotionally is I put just a drop in my palm. Precious Peace and Calming, you guys. Smells so good, so soothing. I'm probably gonna have to like take a nap after this. And I just rub it on my palms and then I cut my hands over my mouth. And I usually do 5 deep breaths. And I just think about, for me, I think about scripture, I think about prayer, I just work on specific ways that I can be intentional about changing whatever, you know, kind of one of those emotions that I might be dealing with that I just listed, and just switching it to like the flip side of that. Which is also something that's in the book. When you look up the emotions, it'll tell you, like, if you're dealing with this, the flip side of that would be, the opposite would be to feel this way. And so that's what you're trying to do, is get to the other side so that you're no longer dealing with, you know, I don't know, feeling like a victim. You're feeling like a victor. And so it just kind of helps you to have a guided process of walking through those things. Oh my goodness, it smells so good, you guys. I have not smelled this in a while because I've had it put away. It smells amazing. So I just wanted to kind of chat with you guys for a few minutes. If anybody has any specific questions about Peace and Calming, it's going to be a little bit different than the Peace and Calming 2 blend. I know we get a lot of questions asking what the difference in those two are. Is that the Blue Tansy is not in the Peace and Calming 2, and so there's some different oils that have been added to that to give it as close to the same frequency in its blend as is in the original Peace and Calming, to have a very similar effect. But it does have a different fragrance, and it is going to work a little bit differently. So while you have the opportunity to get your hands on Peace and Calming, I would definitely encourage you to do it. If you are not interested in getting Peace and Calming, maybe even comment on this video or post in the group and let people know, like, hey, I'm not going to order my Peace and Calming. If you want an extra bottle, let me know and I'll order one for you, because we can only get one per account. So it would be really generous of you to give your one per your account to somebody else who really needs it and depends on this oil. Because I mean, imagine like what your favorite ones are. If you couldn't get peppermint, or you couldn't get lemon, or whatever, you know, you use on a daily basis, that could be really life altering for you. So just think about that. And if you're willing to do that for somebody else, that would be super, super generous of you. I would really appreciate that teamwork between all you guys. And like I said, if you have any questions about it, just let me know or post in the comments. There's tons of people in this group who have used it and have amazing stories about the way that it was used. The first time, when I got my first kit, Peace and Calming actually came in the kit. And so it was one that I had right off the bat. And I had at the time a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old. And my 3-year-old was really, really not a good sleeper. I mean, we would have 1 or 2 hours of battle every nap time and every bedtime before she would finally go to sleep, and I would be crying and she would be crying, and it was just awful. It was awful. And it took a lot of trial and error for me to figure out what combination of oils, or what oil specifically would kind of register with her and kind of like give her that deep breath of release to help her kind of shut down at the end of the day. And for her, I used this, and I used cedarwood. I used both of those together, and that was the combo that for her just clicked and helped her to kind of like turn her brain off and stop fighting at the end of the day. So that's huge, y'all, after we fought for months and months and months and months just for a happy bedtime. It was life-changing for us. And so I would encourage you to give it a try. One thing that we do with our Peace and Calming for our kids is we do a sleepy time spray. And we'll put maybe like 10 drops of Peace and Calming in like a little 4-ounce spray bottle, and just fill the rest with water. And we spray that on their pillows at night or on their blankets, like as we're getting ready for bed, so it kind of like dries a little bit before, you know, you don't want them laying on a wet pillow. And they'll let you know if it is, I promise. So, but yeah, that's a great way to just kind of have that there for them to breathe and inhale, and it just kind of is that relaxing aroma as they go to bed. Or you could do it for yourself. That would be awesome too. But I hope you guys are all having an awesome holiday. I hope that everybody has a fantastic new year, and I am so excited about everything we have in store for 2017. It is going to be incredible. So I will talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.